Greetings and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, where the newest hero of the Mexican Socialist Republic, Martin, has led a daring amphibious assault on the airfield of Cuba in an effort to secure a location for our air force to operate within the island and to support the beleaguered invasion attempt that we currently have going on here. Of course, our original and still the best Commander Gallardo, with his cocksure attitude and, general proclivity for charging about the place and being extremely sure of himself, has run into a bit of a roadblock. He's not doing terribly, to be fair. We've secured the port, we've secured another territory, we're holding our own defense-wise, and we have some reinforcements coming in as well. However, with air support, I think we'll be doing a hell of a lot better. We are coming under attack here, but I reckon we can hold this, and if we can actually, pincer these, we could potentially crush this army between these two, and in one fell swoop, capture half the island. And meanwhile, our reinforcements come down here. We'll try and attack Guantanamo and maybe secure Guantanamo for us as well. And, it's like a daring and bold plan that we're executing here, but it could be pure genius. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave 2 divisions behind to guard the airfield and hold back this attack. And the rest are going to move back here and join up with the remaining army and hopefully also generally, be good. They are limping a little bit. Unfortunately, they're sort of cut off from our supply chain. I think that's probably why they're limping. We're kind of undecided here. Maybe might leave 1 extra unit behind. I guess we'll see. Once these guys have deployed, though, and take off in order to provide their air support cover, we'll be fine. At that point, Mexican death will rain down from the skies. The Cubans won't know what's hit them. Everyone will be celebrating, drinking tequila, and smoking Cuban cigars before you know it. That's my plan anyway. Let's unpause it and see what happens. Here we go. So, we'll take off the day-night cycles as well because I just find them slightly distracting. We're holding out here. We're kind of not quite holding our own there. We're losing a little bit here. We're down to 47. We're losing that slightly. Are they deployed yet? We'll wait. We want this. The minute these are deployed, we want them airborne and assisting. Presumably they've got to fly them in. I don't know how else they would get them in. We'll just fly them in because there is no supply here. Look, if we take a look at the supply map. Oh, look, it's red. It's danger red. We require 7. We have none. Supported 0. Control of an incoming edge province 0. Local 0. Incoming 0. Previous bottleneck 0. Yeah. Maybe this daring amphibious assault was not quite such a great plan after all. Have our reinforcements arrived yet? They haven't yet arrived. Alright, look, we're just going to have to unpause it. We're fine here though. Look, we've got enough supply. We've got 10 of the 11 required supply. We'll probably be a little bit short when this comes in. And we can actually... We could construct a naval base to try and beef up our supply a little bit. Look, we could build a naval base here on the Yucatan Peninsula. Make that our #1 job. And maybe queue up a civilian factory somewhere as well, just so that we've got that all going on nicely. America hasn't started to redeploy along our border. No, it's fine. They don't mind the fact that we're attacking Cuba. I think they actually like it. I think it pleases them. So unpause it. I'm really worried actually now. This lack of supply is going to kick me in the ass before we're able to complete deployment and get our planes in the air. The planes don't need supply, do they? I really hope planes don't need supply. We're 50% deployed. They should come in with some munitions, at least, even if it's only a brief sortie. We're starting to win there now. We're starting to win. We're holding them back. Hold the line, boys. Nobody gets through, no matter what. We're going to capture them in a pincer action. We're going to destroy this army outright. We're going to conquer Guantanamo. It's going to be amazing. You just have to wait. Look, we'll dial the speed up a little bit because not much is happening at the moment. Still holding. The planes are deployed. So look, we'll get them in. We'll start them immediately. We'll zoom in. And here we go. We're going to get planes flying out and bombing our enemies into oblivion. Come on, plane. The planes are not launching. They need supply, don't they? What's the mission efficiency? 0%. Equipment reliability 8%, 20% total. 2%. I don't know why the total is 2%. I think it's probably because we lack supply here. Oh dear. That's not good. That's really not good at all. Right. Okay. We could maybe give them a little bit longer. You're going to have to try and hold the line here, you two, for as long as you can until those planes take off and start flying, which hopefully they will any second. Meanwhile, Plan B is to go with the whole joining the two forces up, right? So, Martin, your only hope now is to meet up with these other forces, to connect this supply line together, and hopefully, you know, glory and stuff will ensue. Let's actually send one unit back. If we can hold this line here whilst we connect these two up, he says, hoping beyond hope. Let's unpause it. Come on now. All right, reinforcements have arrived. What we're going to do is we're going to send these 3 troops up here, keeping these 5 troops defending the port area. We're going to join this attack and try and complete this attack as quickly as possible. Come on, boys. It's all down to you now. We've got to hold out. Are any planes going to take off? The planes really are not taking off at all. They just are not taking off. We are winning this battle, though. These troops come back. Come on, get in there. Get in there, boys. Let's actually set up some front lines here for Martin so that he knows what he's doing. We'll set a front line here, and of course we'll set a front line here. These guys are going to man this front line. Meanwhile, these 6 are going to man this front line and attack. Totally attack. All of this lot are just going to attack. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. You can do it. You can hold the line. We are losing this battle, but if we can just hold on, we can just hold the line. Hold the line, boys. Martin, your daring expeditionary attack may yet prove to be decisive, but frankly, it could also go down as the greatest disaster in communist Mexico's military history, if we're not at all careful. All right, we've completed that. You know what? Let's get tactical bombers researching, because the lack of air support is really starting to hurt us here. And if this all goes horribly wrong and we have to do it all over again at some point, then I want long-range bombers to be able to come in, and I think tactical bombers probably will have the range to come in from the mainland. Meanwhile, these people are organising themselves. Once they're organised, I think we might actually launch an attack on Guantanamo. We'll leave like one guy defending the port and the rest can attack Guantanamo. It's just like fights going on everywhere right now. Fights everywhere. The battle is joined. Come on, pincer movement. It has the potential to be a spectacular victory still. I know it looks bad right now for Martin's expeditionary force, but if we can hold out here, we can just hold out and connect this supply line up, then hopefully those planes will take off and it'll be glorious. You wait and see. The glory will be coming. Reinforcements are coming, don't worry. Meanwhile, world news, the USSR occupies eastern Poland. Soviet troops have occupied eastern Poland, officially for the purpose of protecting Belarusian and Ukrainian minorities from the chaos that followed the collapse of the Polish government. German forces have withdrawn from these areas in good order, resulting in Poland's effective partitioning between the two powers. A likely story. Yeah, likely story. Unfortunately, we can't really go and take a look because it's just too tense right now. It's far too tense. You know what? You are nearly prepared, so why don't you attack Guantanamo? We've just got fighting going on everywhere. Everyone here can attack as well. Everyone. Attack, attack, attack. Apart from one troop who can stay behind in order to protect the territory from counterattack. We've gained a margin of like extra support here. The outcome is undecided. We are just about holding out, but we are losing. Like slowly but surely, we are losing. We're winning here and we're winning here. Might be worth sending one more troop back to hold that line a little bit longer. You are going to be reassigned to this front line. Back you go. Hold it down. Hold the line. Everybody hold the lines. I think it's going to work, you know. I think we have snatched a glorious... I don't want to speak too soon or anything, but I think we may have snatched a glorious success. A glorious win from the jaws of defeat. A glorious victory, even, from the jaws of defeat. But, you know, let's not count our chickens yet. If we lose this territory and all of our planes, frankly, we'll be in trouble. I mean, I'm really tempted to just pull them out, but as long as it's sort of flipping to undecided, think we can hold it. I think we can hold it. We've nearly won in both of these two territories, look. We're closer to winning in these territories than we are to losing in this territory. In fact, look, we're now winning in this territory as well. And we're winning in Guantanamo. The Cuban forces don't know what to do. The combined military genius of our 3 commanders on the ground, all ordering their troops to engage in highly bizarre and unpredictable maneuvers, has just left the Cubans just scratching their heads in complete disarray. They don't know how to deal with us, and indeed, nor should they be able to, because we are the Mexican Revolutionary Army, and none shall stand before us. Look, both of these, he's now retreated. Well, we're nearly there, look. Pincer movement. Pincer movement. We've done it! We've connected it up! Are the planes going to take off? Come on, yes! The planes are airborne! We've managed to get supply through. We need to bring the forces forward to hold this line now. All forces move forward. Actually, wait a minute, I say that. We won. Martin, all of Martin's forces obviously are going to move forward and assign themselves to this front line. Meanwhile, Super Coolness, Louis Farrell's 2nd Legion of Super Coolness, is going to continue its assault on Guantanamo, and the 1st Legion of Bravado and Joy is going to split its forces. So we're going to have 2 front lines. We're going to have this front line, and we're going to have this front line, and we're going to just send some of the forces this way. Division assigned there, and the rest are going to go on the offensive here. Look, that's 2 offensive line there. Division assignment mode. Go for it. Attack! Attack and be free, except for you. You are just going to stay here. There. Job done. It's going to work. You wait and see. You lot attack there. I don't know why you didn't initiate the attack order that I gave you, but now you're just going to have to stand and do it. As now. Look, the planes are airborne. Luxembourg joins the war. The German Reich has declared war on Luxembourg. Meanwhile, our air support is tearing in now. It looks like this could be it for Cuba. It looks like the glorious Mexican assault is going to be successful. Guantanamo has fallen! Yes, Guantanamo has fallen. We'll immediately move the troops on to pincer these last remaining forces here and destroy them before they have a chance to regroup themselves or anything. It means Japan has joined the Axis. Uh-oh. The Axis is gaining strength, it seems. I think we'll probably want to move some more of these forces up to join this front line once this has all been completed. Oh, I can't believe. Like at one point, I was really panicking. I was really sweating when I realized the supply was not going to work. Like the planes were not going to take off, and this army was completely unsupplied. Quite honestly, I expected to lose the entire army. But as it is, Martin has proved that he truly is a genius. In fact, he needs his army renamed. So let's rename it the 3rd Legion of Mexican Super Cunningness. There we go. Super Cunningness. That is his army, and it's the best one. It's the best one yet, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, obviously, he's not quite as like well liked as Gallardo, like who is just like the most just cool. He's just cool. That's basically the only word to describe him. He is cool. And he goes to all the parties. He hangs out with, like, you know, the men and the generals and, you know, politicians and like even movie stars, even the Mexican movie stars in the burgeoning Mexican movie industry, communist Mexican Socialist Republican movie industry. Obviously, he hangs out with all of them, and they all love him. They all think he's just utterly the best. Have we taken this region yet? It doesn't seem to have any troops in it, so I'm assuming that we have. So let's take all of these guys and assign them to the front line up here. They can all start marching up there. Yes, we have taken it, look. Excellent. Right. Let's just leave a few guys. This second army, the second army of Super Coolness, let's just use you guys to garrison a little bit here. In fact, In fact, let's check our supply, because we're probably like pretty oversupplied here at the moment. Yeah, 21 of 12. So what we should do is we should actually pull this army back in its entirety to free up some resources. You two can join this army. You will take you, just leave you unassigned as a garrison for the port, just in case anything untoward happens. And yeah, that should do. That should do as a plan to try and alleviate our supply problems. We're going to win this war, though. Look, I mean, he's got to be fair, he has 11 troops, but we could maybe do another naval invasion with this guy here. To assign a few more of these troops, actually. Assign you lot to here. So he's now got 10 guys assigned to him, and our supply problems here are. We take 10 off. We should be fine, actually, if we take 10 off. So that's fine. Alright, they've ceased their attack. We'll just hold this position for a minute whilst our close air support buzzes around in the air, doing their thing. Let's speed things up a little bit. Once everyone has combined forces here, we're just going to ship them back to the mainland, and then maybe plan a naval invasion to have them so that we can just like pincer attack this place. I think that might be a cool plan. Naval invasion order from here to here. Concentrated industry has been completed. Excellent, good stuff. Let's get some more infantry equipment in, I think. There we go. Excellent. Are they on the move? They are on the move. Oh, all right. We can pause for breath here a little bit now. I think basically everything is pretty much fine. Our supply situation has been more or less sorted out. I think with like slightly. We're slightly over our capacity here. We got 13 of 12, but that's fine. Like we're going to suffer a small amount of attrition as a result, but frankly, I don't think it really matters all that much. These 12 people, well, they're doomed. They just don't know it yet. The combined awesomeness of Gallardo and Martin's expeditionary team are going to have them in no time at all. I mean, to be fair, it says that we're currently losing here, but once the air support is in, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Rain death down upon them, my glorious Mexican Air Force. Meanwhile, how is the preparation going for Louis' naval assault to give us the final pincer action that we need in order to take Cuba itself? I mean, in order to take Havana itself and secure the whole Cuban island, whereupon we will be handing out Cuban cigars to all members of the Revolutionary Guard who engaged in the war, which, as it happens, is actually our entire military force. We literally sent everybody. At one point, our entire army was on the island of Cuba. I mean, that's pretty mental right there. I'm glad that America has decided that we're not a threat and has left us completely alone. National focus completed. Large navy. Excellent. That means we can start getting research bonuses for fleet in being doctrine. I think we're going to press on with cruiser effect so that we can start getting cruisers as well and start building up our naval forces and trying to at least like have some kind of defense against the United States if and when they choose to attack us by sea, because as was pointed out, we are somewhat vulnerable to attack by sea. Basically everywhere is pretty much coastal, or everywhere that's worth having in our realm is pretty much coastal. But that's fine. Let's unpause it. Is there anything else going on that we need to pay attention to? Modify government. We've got 421 government stuff that we can spend. So let's get in some high command. I think maybe army regrouping is probably going to be beneficial to us. Tank designer, ship designer, aircraft designer, material designer, motorized company, motorization equipment designer. You know what? Motorization research time, minus 10%. Artillery research time, minus 10%. Infantry equipment designer. Oh, we could have got one of these ages ago. Let's get artillery designer, and we will get cracking on some improved artillery once we can, and actually maybe build some artillery companies as well, and have a slightly more well-rounded force structure to our Mexican Revolutionary Guard, because, you know, I think if this Cuban campaign has taught us anything, it's that infantry is awesomely cool, but having a little bit of extra stuff around would probably not have hurt either. How's the invasion planning going? 27 days of 70. It's fine, we'll just keep working away at them in the meantime. Like I said, we've got a little bit of attrition, 8% attrition. Should we send this guy home? Let's send him home. I don't think anyone's going to attack these regions here that we've conquered. Do they have any resistance at the moment? Resistance map. Resistance is 0%. Maybe because it hasn't actually been officially conquered yet. How's our rebellion fomenting going down in Mexico? Oh, pretty well, look. PCDOB is up to 30% support now, which is pretty good. And our own, we're doing still pretty well. 78% support, 78.53 support. There is, well, the Democrats' collectivist ethos is reducing it a little bit. The US influence is having an effect. Daily change is plus 0.03. We might have to see about doing even more to avoid that when the time comes. Invasion is still prepping, 44 days of 70. Let's speed up time a little bit. I just want to complete this. I want to complete the invasion of Cuba. Once we've got Cuba and have it ourselves, we'll just, you know, we can sit back a little bit. We can reorganize our forces. We can concentrate on improving our technology a little bit. Get our manpower up. In fact, let's cancel production of this one and this one. Because I don't think we need to beef our military forces anymore at this point. I think Cuba is effectively defeated, and after that, there's not going to be anything else to do until we decide to attack either South America or indeed the United States. At which point, I think we will want to have better technology than we currently have in the hands of our troops. So we want to go on like a major, division training and equipping binge, getting them all of the best stuff that we have available to us. Is that ready yet? 59 of 70 days. We're nearly ready. Meanwhile, the troops are holding out stalwartly. Infantry Equipment 2. Speaking of equipping the troops with better stuff, Infantry Equipment 2 has been completed. Let's get engineering companies research next. I think we need to actually switch over this to Infantry Equipment 2. There we go. A new partnership. Japanese diplomats in Berlin. A new partnership is developing between Tokyo and Berlin. Negotiations have begun for a pact between the two states, citing both strategic interests and shared values. While it remains to be seen what, if anything, comes from these negotiations, the prospect of a friendship between some of the strongest military forces on each hemisphere is a cause to worry for their many enemies. It might be best if nothing came of this, but it probably will. Netherlands joined. Belgium has joined the Allies. German Reich has declared war on Belgium. The Netherlands has joined the Allies. Wow, things are really hotting up over in Europe now. The German Reich is indeed fighting across its front line there. World news, Finland rejects Soviet demands. Soviet diplomats have presented an ultimatum to the government of Finland, demanding border adjustments in the region of Karelia. Despite a significant buildup of Soviet forces on the border, Helsinki has rejected these demands, stating that not a single foot of Finnish soil will be given willingly to the Russian aggressors. That's my best Finnish accent. International observers fear that a Soviet invasion may be imminent. Yeah, that won't end well. That will not end well. But as long as we take Cuba, then, frankly, us Mexicans will be happy. How's the invasion planning going? 69... 70 days, activate the invasion. I don't think we need to wait for full preparedness because we're just going to pincer them and destroy them in one fell and mighty swoop. It's actually a shame that they've got so many forces in Havana itself. But you know what? These things happen. Soviet Union has declared war on Finland. Yeah, we saw that coming, didn't we? Finland has joined the Axis. Wow, okay. Throwing in with those people And we have arrived. Look at this. All right. So, Louis Farrell has landed with an expeditionary force, and we're now going to pincer attack Havana in one fantastic and glorious assault, which will hopefully result in a swift and decisive end to the Cuban campaign. It has been a long and hard-fought battle. We have had ups and downs. We have had expeditionary forces engaging in daring maneuvers. We have gained air superiority over the islands, but still the Cubans hold on for dear life. Meanwhile, in world news, the USSR breaks the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, the non-aggression pact between Germany and the Soviet Union. A surprising development to begin with has now, less surprisingly, fallen apart. The Soviet Union has attacked, breaking the pact and vowing to crush the German regime and once again put the expansionist state in their place. German leaders may have been planning an attack themselves, but the world will never know. They are now rapidly mobilizing to deal with the new threat. Trust between giants is a fragile thing. Yes, indeed. For example, the giants of the Mexican Socialist Republic and the United States of America. Not that we have a non-aggression pact or anything along those lines, but you know, maybe we do. We're going to give our forces here a little bit of time just to reorganize themselves, and then we will attack, closing the trap and crushing Havana between the two mighty forces of the Mexican Socialist Republic. Look, there we go. Straight away, we're into a winning scenario. National focus completed. Cruiser effort. Republican Spain has joined Comintern. They've joined the Communist Alliance. Cruiser effort completed. Excellent. Let's get to work on armor effort next, I think. We're sort of neglecting air altogether, but we will come back to it as soon as we can, as soon as we've got, a moment to do so. Right, let's unpause it, slow down time a little bit, and just savor this final capitulation of the Cuban people. Speaking of capitulations, Luxembourg has capitulated. The Luxembourg government has gone into exile, and their main forces have capitulated to the German Reich, who are now in control of their home area. The struggles between German Reich and Luxembourg was only a small part of the conflict. The war between Axis and what remains of the Allies continues elsewhere. Uncertain times are uncertain. Uncertain times remain uncertain. The world is just engulfed in chaos now. Look, we have generated 18.7%, but the German Reich has soared into the lead of the world tension-generating parties with a tension of 65.3%. They really do just cause all of the inflaming that they can, don't they? We're actually losing this fight now. Come on, boys. Come on. Our expeditionary force is not supplied here, so it's kind of a shame that let's stop them attacking. These guys will continue to attack. Then we'll counterattack here. There we go. That's got to be more like it, right? That sort of awesomeness. How is that even happening? Look, stop that. Oh, he's trying to attack me. Wait a minute. Look, get in there, boys. Stop with this messing around, all right? We don't want to lose this at the last hurdle. We want everybody to win. And by everybody, I of course mean the Mexican Socialist Republic, and only the Mexican Socialist Republic. We've got to be nearly there. It's got to be nearly time for the Cubans to realize that this war is over and that the only choice for them is to capitulate to the glorious communist revolution that is coming their way. Menguku has capitulated. The Mengjiang government has gone into exile and their main forces have capitulated to China, who is now in control of their home area. Wow, okay. Well, the Chinese United Front and what remains of the Axis continue their fighting. Expeditionary force, attack Havana, close the trap. Once again, I mean, I've asked you to close that trap far too many times now. Frankly, I'm on the verge of withdrawing the offer of Cuban cigars to all of the fighting men, because this should have been an easy win. You should have been able to crush the Havana forces just completely and utterly betwixt the mighty cheeks, the mighty twin cheeks of the Mexican Revolutionary Army Expeditionary Force under the lead of Louis Farrell, and indeed the main bulk of the forces under the twin commands of the extremely debonair and cocksure Guiado and the less debonair but possibly genius, possibly mad Martin. Martin Bustamante. Martin Bustamante. Come on, Bustamante, get in there and bust some manties until they have been completely busted. But the destroyer, the canoe-class destroyers, getting in on the action, sailing through the land, trying to see what's going on, trying to find out why exactly this fight is still happening. Speed up time. Just give in. Cuba, just give in. Accept that the battle is over. Zoom out a little bit. We've got things happening. Unfulfilled important requests. You have unfulfilled important requests. Rubber from the Netherlands. What? Okay. Well, let's request that from somewhere else then, shall we? For example, the United Kingdom? Wow. Rubber is hard to come by. Rubber is really hard to come by. Yeah, we'll import it from the United Kingdom. I'm sure they'll be happy to supply us. Yeah, okay, that's good. No template, modify government. No, we're trying to build up for more mobilization. Low manpower, insufficient resources. Okay, that should deal with at least some of those. Meanwhile, the battle rages on for Havana. How's our construction queue coming along? Pretty well. We'll get another civilian factory queued up as we've nearly completed current production orders. Production of things. We're building all sorts of stuff at the moment, which frankly, most of which we don't even need, but eventually we will. We've probably made more convoys than we really need now, so let's dial that down and put up construction of our destroyers to maximum, 5.35 per year. Not quite maximum, but we need more resources, of course, as a result. We need more steel, which we can get from the Soviet Union, who has all of the steel in the world. There we go. Good stuff. Meanwhile, on the battlefield, we've done it! We've done it! We have conquered Havana and crushed the Cuban forces once and for all, seizing the country at long last. We could puppet them. Mexican Socialist Republic sets up a collaborationist government in Cuba, turning it into a puppet state. World tension, 2%, or we could just annex them. We're going to annex them. We're going to take them because we want their factories and things to add to our war effort and indeed to give us that extra research slot if we can get it. So we're going to take Cuba for ourselves. Treaty of Havana. The Mexican Socialist Republic took one state. Let's slow time down. Took one state. Cuba was annexed. 12,432 equipment has been seized. And the country is ours. Oh, what a fight. What a glorious fight. Right, well, when we return next time, we will, of course, have to sort out Cuba, figure out exactly what it can do for us, start production and modernization and improvement of our military forces, and plan our next moves. But, as I said, that, of course, will all have to wait until next time. So until then, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for bearing with me through the rather stressful invasion of Cuba. Hopefully, our next large-scale invasion will be a little bit more manageable and will require slightly less genius-level maneuvers, such as sending troops in with no supply behind enemy lines in daring and subtle raids. But until then, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I have been Weird Wizard, and I will see you later.